What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Junior Asian Academy. So, I would like to start with a question before we can move on into the presentation itself. And the question is, how long does it take you to close a prospect from the minute you generate the leads until the minute you actually close them? If the answer is it depends, or if the answer is I don't know, then this presentation is for you. All right. Okay. So if you are an agent, a life insurance agent or financial advisor, wherever you are selling, uh, there is a journey for the prospect to move through in order to become a buyer. And that journey, we call it customer buyer journey or anything of that nature. And the journey generally is divided between 5 stages to 8 stages to 12 stages. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the point. And here, for example, the point is that we're trying to understand is that in this quick buying journey, customer buying journey, there are only 5 stages. There is awareness, engagement, consideration, conversion, and loyalty. So for a prospect to become a buyer, they need to become aware of you, that you exist. They need to engage with your material so that you can get through the nurturing phase. They need to start considering if you are the right option for them to buy from them. And then they will convert and eventually will try to keep them for the long term, which called the lifetime value. So these basically are the 5 stages that every single buyer out there goes through. It doesn't matter what you sell. This is basically selling online, but we're talking about selling life insurance. So the process is way, way longer. I spoke recently to somebody and he told me that his follow-up system is for 18 months. So what? 18? Yes, he said yes, 18 months. So the think about it. A prospect can be closed immediately or can be closed within 3 months, within 6 months, or within 2 years or 3 years. We don't know where that prospect is on his buying journey. What we know for sure is that we are here to help that prospect whenever he or she is ready to make that commitment. And the only way we can help them to when they are ready is to be available through their timeline, their buying timeline. So we identify them. We know that they start understanding that we exist, that we sell life insurance, that we can help them solve specific problems, and then the process start to develop when they start to see us on a daily basis, build some sort of relationship and bonding, start considering us, and then when the time is right, either we put an offer out there or we reach out to them. At that point, the conversion is way easier and the process is ready to come to fruition. All right. So this is basically, I took some time just to highlight this process because it's so crucial, and I don't want you to go with the only. We understand that everybody is pitching for buy leads or do cold calls or set up events. All those are strategies that work, and they require a hell of energy and a lot of commitment, and they are good. I'm not saying they're not good. They are good because they create momentum and they help you turn money out of thin air. However, the game that we want to play is the long-term game, and the only way to play the long-term game is to understand what's the buying journey of your prospect and position yourself inside that buying journey. That's the miracle. Okay, so that's phase one. In phase two, if the above is the universal model, then how do we generate leads following this model? While this is not lead generation video specifically, I would like just to touch base on how can we generate leads. There are a number of ways we can generate leads. But first, we need to understand that unless we have taken the time to target a specific audience, understand what we need to do on a daily basis in terms of our marketing, then we won't be able to capture the right audience and turn it into a prospect or turn it into a client. That's very important we understand. Now that we understand that, and considering that everything is equal, being equal, then there are different ways we can generate leads. We can use bridge funnels, we can use video asks, we can use call cards, we can use bots. Depend about your audience. It depend about what's your audience interact with the most. Depend about your personality. If your personality is shy, you are not gonna be doing a lot of videos. You may be using bots, or you may be using. So it depends about a number of things. We can discuss them at a one-on-one if you wanna talk about it later. But the idea is that we have these tools in our hand, and we need to make use of it. We need to make best use of it. Now, the third element is that once we set up the tools, we put the lead magnet out there, and then people start opting. That's where the real work starts. It doesn't really help if you speak to 1,000 people and they are all 99% of them, they are all far away from the on their time, the buying timeline. They are too far away from the buying time, from the being ready to buy. So we don't want to be specifically targeting people who are way early on their journey. We want to be specific and talk to the most who are almost ready to pull the trigger, so that we can just push that little ball a little bit, and then they are in the hole. It's like, use the golf analogy. So the idea is we want to filter down, and we want to distill to the maximum possible, so that our effort can come to fruition easily and effortlessly. The first way to do that is by tagging. And the way we tag is why we understand exactly. We ask questions, and we ask people, where are you on the buying timeline? How ready are you to purchase? Those who are ready, they will say, I'm ready, and they will reach out to you and say, hey, I'm here, I need to know more. That's fantastic. Those are buyers in heat. They don't need too much effort. It's a very small percentage of the market. It doesn't matter what niche you are in or what industry you are in. Every single industry has at the top of a pyramid like 3% of buyers who are ready, and everybody basically is fighting for that 3%. So the idea is we want to make sure that we have a brand, and we are exposed to that 3%, but not necessarily waste too much time following those 3%, because there is a lot of competition there. So what we're going to do inside the lead magnets, we want to ask questions. How ready do you feel you are, so that you can you feel you are, so to buy or purchase a life insurance, or to get a financial plan. So you have the people who will say now, or maybe in a week, or maybe 2 weeks. That's fine. These people are buyers in heat, and we want to move them immediately into a sales call and close them. I'm sorry. The next category is the category who are between 3 months to 6 months. These people basically, they know, they are aware, they are problem aware, solution aware, product aware, they are everything aware, the awareness spectrum. However, they need to be emotionally bonded to you, and they need to build trust with you, so that they can commit to make that purchase. And if that's the case, if you hear that the person is ready, maybe between 3 months to 6 months, oh, I need to fix this, I need to finish this, I need to do that, I need to, whatever it is, then it means that they don't feel enough comfortable making business with you. And the idea at this point is to increase our exposure, make sure that we are showing up on a daily basis into their feeds, and thus help us automatically creates more bonding, expose them to our brand, and eventually within few weeks or so, hopefully you can reach out to them, and then you'll find them that they are ready to have that conversation. The last segment is the one beyond 6 months, 6 months and above, and this segment is basically most of the time they don't have money and they have financial issues, and for the most of the time you don't want to be wasting too much time with these people. You want to make sure that you are picking up their emails, you want to make sure that you are inviting them to join your group, you want to make sure that you have somewhere where you can stay connected to them, because these people, they will eventually become buyers. But whatever the issue is, we need to stay consistent, help ourselves nurture them, and then eventually the sales will show on its own. All right, so let me okay, let me remove this. So I hope that the whole thing that we just spoke about makes sense, because it's so much important that we integrate the approach of accompanying the customer throughout the journey, rather than just go push 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 push. That push is good, as I mentioned, but in the real strategy that we want to rely on is to become really present in the life of our audience. So with that being said, I'd love to have you join us inside our group on LinkedIn. I will link I will put the link below. And also, if you haven't checked the path to six figures and above, please make sure to check it. It's below. It's a really nice read. You will have I put a very scientific approach analyzing everything regarding the selling life insurance. So if you are interested, please make sure to check it out. Have a great day and talk soon.